Alright, I'm gonna try this again. I might have to post this in more than one part. I'm having problems with my PC. It just blinks out. But to start from the beginning, I just want to voice some of my opinions on the streaming community, as well as try to decide among myself, um, decide among myself of whether or not I want to continue streaming, whether anybody sees or watches the video. I would just feel better if my opinions were out there. And so, from a real standpoint, the first place I really wanted to start is something that has been very irritating to me lately. Every time I look at my X feed without following or watching or even supporting in any kind of way, I see FouseyTube's content. Nothing personal against Fousey except that his content utterly, and that's what started the thinking, utterly pisses me off. When I see FouseyTube's content, I see him beefing with younger people, kids, 18-year-olds, teenagers, and being arrested or okay, Masonberg. I'm just talking in general. I'm posting the video to YouTube. Doesn't matter if someone's watching or not. Being irritated or disrespecting employees. Mind you, dude averages about 70,000 viewers, acting a literal fool. It's actually crazy and astonishing that this, among lots of other things, is the type of content that is pushed to my feed without me wanting it to be there. So, I mean, I just find it crazy to even say the least. But I guess that goes into what I wanted to talk about. But Fousey's content actually makes me angry, and I guess I'll explain why later on. But another thing I wanted to talk about, I guess where I should start is this. From a general consensus of what I've studied, between people I watch who are all already blown up, or people that have blown up, or information I've looked at from watching Twitch streamers that have built a brand around themselves, you find one or two things. High cases of drama or just them acting a fool. I feel like when it comes to the streaming community, you are forced to not be yourself in order to make it as a streamer. I feel like I see more wholesome people struggling to make it in a content creator's perspective than I do people who act a fool and just outright do dumb stuff. When I look at content creators, like big content creators like XQC as an example, people say, oh, they changed with a fame. And then I think to myself, oh, can you really blame them? If you don't change with the fame, you fall off. You become irrelevant. And when streaming is your main profession and your main source of income, when making content is, falling off is something you can't afford. That's how you make your money. It's what you dedicated your life to do. If you fall off, your main source of income is cut off. And so you get these acting a fool streamers or people who want to make it in the streaming community, and they go out of their way to just do dumb stuff, life-changing things to themselves in order to make it or gain money so that they don't have to sit at the bottom and that they can sit at the top. And that's just crazy how most of the people sitting at the top are not selfless people. They're just ignorant, how do I put it? Ignorant, absurd, toxic, destructive. Mind you, these are the people that so-called kids are watching. These are the people that some people are looking up to, and they're not making good content. They're destroying. It's really not cool to normalize being disrespectful or going to someone's house and slapping them. So when I think about me as a content creator, the thing that comes to mind is I know personally I don't want to change or become someone else for the sake of keeping money in my pocket. And so with that in mind, I determined that even if I ever made it doing content creation would never be my main source of income. Mind you, I'll take other people's opinions on these things, but from what I see and looked at, the main thing I always see is people destroy themselves for fame. They'll destroy their mental state, anything, just to be popular, to stay relevant, to stay in front of people. And I feel like as a community, the streaming community has normalized drama. People make big deals out of things that have, well, no impact on their life at all whatsoever. And it sucks. It's not something you want to see. It's not something it's cool to see. But I know personally as a streamer, I don't want to have to change who I am in order to make content. I've tried to make content based off around because I've seen even in many communities, people receive toxic responses just for little things. I try to create a safe place where people can talk and feel comfortable and watch content. But I don't want to have to act a fool or beef with somebody just for people to remotely see that I may or may not be entertaining person to someone. It's just crazy to see. I've seen streamers put down other streamers. People get attacked. And mind you, it may be skits, it may be all for show, but this is the type of content that people normalize. And I honestly, if I'm speaking for real and from the heart, I really do not agree with it. Say what you want, Mason. It's not cap. It's just I'm being real, for real. In all honesty, people normalize drama, even in the gaming community. If you want to say, like yesterday, I'm on Siege. Mind you, I don't play Siege that much. And for the past year, I haven't even played Siege under my own name. But at the moment, the account had my name on it. Someone speaks to me and tries to start drama with me over something I've done a year ago. Why do I even care about what I did a year ago? A year ago is a year ago. The person I was a year ago is not the same person I was today. But the fact that you want to talk about a year ago like I have something to prove or something to apologize to you for is crazy. It's normalized drama. No matter where you go, I feel like in video game communities in general, drama has been normalized. People are attacked from doing things that are just not even that serious. They get out to defend themselves, and because they're so scared of their careers falling flat, they literally make fool of themselves. I honestly don't believe that really even apologizing to anybody really does much, because when you apologize to people, people will just say you're only doing it for attention and to prove that and to keep people from turning against you. It's not really genuine. People have internet personalities and they have who they are in person. And I hear a lot of times in the streaming community, well, this isn't how this person is in person, it's just his internet personality. Which means that a lot of cases, streamers don't feel as though they can be themselves. Mind you, people might never watch my content. I might never average more than one viewer anytime I stream. It's a hobby. I stream to stream. I don't have 1.6K. And honestly, I don't believe that content creation should be anyone's main source of income, because you always have that fear of falling off that will never allow you to really be yourself. I always want to make sure that I can be myself. The me you see on the internet should be the me you see if you ever met me in real life. There shouldn't have to be two different versions of Juby for me to be able to exist. And when you see that, you talk about Fousey, and I see a lot of people criticizing Fousey or getting on the way Fousey's acting. But I feel like even those people who are criticizing Fousey and getting on the way Fousey is acting, you're literally part of the problem, because you're bringing attention to him, attention that he might not be getting otherwise. You're feeding his obsession. You're telling him he's mentally insane, and he's attacking you to keep your attention. And this is just normalized. Someone literally driving themselves crazy, streaming 24/7, and acting a fool 24/7, embarrassing yourself 24/7 should not be a normalized way to create content. I play video games. I want to branch off into different things. But the gist of the conversation in the first place is, do I even really want to be a content creator? When you see rap music or hip hop music, people don't really, the most popular songs don't talk about any positivity. You get shoot, rob, steal, kill, running the trap, selling drugs. I mean, look at the scammer. What's his name? Famous Dex? I can't remember what it was. So, my bad. He blew up from normalizing scamming. And really what he's saying is not even, in most cases, might not even be what he's actually doing. He blew up from normalizing scamming, and then normalized scamming the people who helped him blow up. I'm sure most of his income comes from selling people methods that don't actually work. But people still react to all his videos. They popularize whatever he has to say, and they put it out there. And so more people drinking attention, then you have more people getting scammed, and more people trying to get ahead. Because in life, the only thing that really matters to people is money. Because in some way, people believe that money equals true happiness. I've seen even the people I've been friends with, attitudes change and become egotistical when they start getting known and popularized. They start acting like, oh, hey, I'm better than you. And I've cut some of those people off, but I promise you, if they've ever make it, they'll make a video talking about how I was the most unreal person ever and didn't stick by them, when the real reason behind why I didn't stick by them, is their attitude and how they treated me, or even not even just me, but the people around them. And I don't ever want to be the person who's just mistreating the people around me for some clout. I don't want to be the person who acts like oh, I'm better than you because I got all this clout and I got all this money. Because let's be real, right now, at this moment in time of making this video or having this stream, I work in retail. I work at BJ's Wholesale Club. Your check, many of the people who are probably going to see this video or watch this video or anybody who watches it in the future, your checks at the time are probably double what I am making. But if you come out and support me, you're not the one talking down. You're not talking down to me because I make less than you. I work in retail. I had somebody look down to me today because they thought I come in the store and just sweep floors. Then they tried to make a joke out of it. But a job's a job. You need money to survive. It doesn't matter what kind of grind you're on. In life, everybody doesn't turn out to be rich. Some people die poor and happy, and some people die rich and sad. Life is what you make out of it. But to sell your soul for fame and clout and just, ride the people who are already famous, beg for attention, is just crazy in my opinion. If you're genuine, blessings might come to you anyway. But to me, disingenuine people are just people who can't wait on their blessings to come from, so they do disingenuous and unhumble things in order to rush the blessings to them. And in the end, most people who say they won't sell their souls on the internet have effectively sold them. It's honestly a conversation. I've tried to have conversations with many streamers to understand. I've met one wholesome streamer before, and maybe he didn't come off that same way to you. But I watched a streamer one time. Hold on. His name is Rio. I've been subscribed to him for a while on YouTube. And I've never been in one of his Twitch streams before. I've only really where is his channel? Is it not Life of Rio? Hold on. I'm subbed to him. But I'm subbed to 234 people. I wonder if it's one word. It's one word. Okay. So yeah, his name is Rio. And honestly, for the short period that I was in his stream, it was the most wholesome experience it was the most wholesome experience I've ever had on Twitch being in someone's stream. So, shout out to Rio, for real. It really was wholesome. It was a good time. And mind you, it was like 1,000 people. The chat was actively, but I spoke. He did his best to speak back to me. But the genuine vibe that came from the stream was just amazing by far. Is really something that I hope one day the streaming community aims to create. Because, mind you, there's probably way more streamers out there like Rio that I haven't interacted with yet. But for the one short time and short moment I was in that stream, it really made my night. And then on the flip side, I have a bunch of streams where being in chat and I'm literally afraid to talk. Me standing up for how I feel or saying what I feel is right might just be enough to get me banned from chat. And now Twitch is coming out with the feature where if somebody bans you from chat, they can also block you from watching the stream. But just because you ban me from chat doesn't mean I don't like watching your content. And so all that's going to do is really stop me from talking altogether. But I can say for a fact that Rio being in his stream for the short amount of time was probably the most wholesome experience I've had with any content creator thus far. But I see a lot of. I also see on another note, I see a lot of content creators that'll be live. And some of them won't even have anything but they'll have a lot of viewers, but they won't even be there. Mind you, I'm not going to say any names because, like I said, it's not about starting drama or beef. But mind you, I've had this guy's stream open because I just wanted to see how long periods of time he goes streaming without actually being on stream. Hi, Jazz. How you doing? How long periods of time he goes streaming without actually ever being on stream. And when I tell you I could open the shift at the beginning of my streams and then open it again at the end of my stream and he still won't be there, but he'll have like 1,000 viewers. Mind you, that's 1,000 people that could be finding other people and finding other content they like, but they're there supporting you. Nothing wrong with support. They're supporting you and you're not even there. You're taking support from other people, and for what? I'm doing fine. I just feel like I have a few opinions that I wanted to voice. So I'm just having like a general discussion on how I feel about streaming and whether or not I'm going to continue to stream. Yeah, basically, I'm just venting how I feel. Regardless of whether or not anybody listens or watches, I just want to get off my chest how I feel about things. But I feel Fuzi might have actually, even like if you're talking about Fuzi, because Fuzi's content actually does annoy me. It angers me. But I feel like he might have even been a decent person before people drove him to insanity because of his need to be popular. I feel like if you had met some of these people before they blew up, before they were famous, before they had 70,000 viewers on Twitch, they were great people. And I feel like people should strive to keep those people humble and being themselves instead of edging them on when they're purposely probably being outside of their personality in order to gain internet clout. Clout is a killer of friendships, is a killer of mental state, and a killer of people in general. There are not enough genuine people in this world. And when I see genuine people on Twitch, I see people actually pouring their heart out into the content they create. And they might even be making someone. But because their content isn't out here promoting drama, sure, I can do that in a little bit. Um, while I have people out here promoting drama and beef and all of these other things, they never support the people who actually want to put the work in. Um, yeah, I can see that very much. I'm actually not gonna open that though. I'm not gonna open that. At the moment, it would have to wait until I didn't have my main browser on my screen either way. Because I can't actually tell from looking at a link what the link will actually take me to. But mind you, like if I had clout, I would have no problem trying to promote smaller streamers. I feel like it doesn't happen enough. I feel like big streamers don't help genuine people blow up, but they will gladly use their platform to boost the egos and reputation of people who don't really need it. Another example is TikTok trends. I've seen so many big streamers, rappers or whatever, people already have like lots of money, hop on trends that help, should help smaller people get known. It gives them something to try doing, something they might be good at in order to get their name out there. I've seen so many big streamers hop on those trends and steal the spotlight. And it's like, for what? The money you gain from doing the trend is like pocket change to you. The money that somebody else might gain from doing that said trend might be life changing for them. Streaming is, and this is like not even just streaming, these are things that I see like in my work life and everything. People don't work together. It's a mess. And it's like, the reason I'm debating on whether or not I want to continue being a content creator is because I look at it like this. If I'm really not willing to sell my soul to drama or do something crazy stupid or not be myself on the internet, is it really possible for me to grow out of the realm of two consistent viewers per stream? Hey, Jazz, thanks for the follow. I appreciate it. Or because I'm not willing to sell my soul, will I always be stuck with it's okay. Will I always be stuck with like the two consistent viewers? And it's honestly heartbreaking to even think about. I think one of the main insecurities, shush, Basil, it is a real conversation. I'm being real, bro. It is a real debate when I look at these streamers and see people who look like they've just literally devised their plan of getting famous upon starting drama or picking at somebody who's already famous for clout. It's so crazy to me. I'm not willing to do that. If I want people who watch my content, who genuinely just want to see my content, because I'm always going to try to be the genuine person that I've built myself up to be. I'm not a saint. No one in this world is a saint. I'm sure if you dug deep enough, you could see the havoc that me and my friends used to wreak in specifically the Siege community in the past. We were not good people as far as the Siege community is concerned. And so if there is hate coming from that community, I wouldn't say it's undeserved. But at this point, I'm trying to build myself to be a better person, and I don't know if streaming is worth it, content creating is worth it, because I don't know if people actually want to see genuine people's content. Music, streaming, everything. I do think people should take responsibility for the mistakes they make. Actually, I could put this. Nah, because it's going to look weird. I'm going to see if I can put the chat actually on the screen. Or if actually I can just do this. Let me see if I can go to creator. Actually, never mind. I feel like people should take genuine responsibilities for the mistakes they make, but I also feel like some people make mistakes on purpose so that they can look at it and see, is society gonna let me get away with this? And if they can get away with it, they're gonna continue making that toxic content. And if they don't, they're going to make disingenuous apologies and pretend like they care that they did something wrong. But then I also think, on the note of apologizing and taking responsibility, I don't think the internet will ever think that that you really care about taking responsibility for what you've done. To be honest, I've seen it time and time again. Even if I made an apology video or something I did in the past, people aren't going to think I believe it. They're just going to think that I'm craving attention, milking the situation, or just trying to stay relevant, or get people to be not mad at me because I'm trying not to become unrelevant. In the end, when you look at the streaming community as a whole, it is a mental killing, mental chalking realm of toxicity. people just screaming at the top of their lungs, becoming idiots. And mind you, that's just how some people act. But in most cases, people watch other big streamers do it, and instead of trying to craft something different, they replicate it in hopes. You can say the internet in general. That makes sense. But they replicate toxicity in hopes of making it somewhere. I might never be the next XQC. And that should be, and honestly, streaming should be a hobby. So in the end, me not being the next XQC should be fine. Me not being the next XQC, I mean, mind you, like, look at my socials. I'm not particularly the most popular person in the world at all, whatsoever. I mean, I could up.
About me is if I tell you.
Hold on, let me mute the tab. I'm not the most popular person in the world. I don't get text messages or calls from my friends, but I'm not gonna go in the internet and use it as an origin story. Yeah, my own friends weren't even there for me, because maybe they can't. They live their own lives too. But I'm not the most popular person in the world. I follow 81 people on TikTok and 27 people follow me. I've uploaded like a few videos and they're years old. They didn't really blow up or do nothing crazy. But it's like, I could go and make a really stupid video right now. Do something really stupid. Start up some drama. Put some controversy around my name. And I might be the next Kick contract. I don't feel as though, even like with this situation right here that I'm reading, like it's essentially a guy signed up for a Ethernet tournament and he was on Wi-Fi. No, I don't think in a lot of cases that, I think that there are some. Yeah, what's up? How are you, bro? Welcome to the stream. I do think in some cases there are some big streamers that are genuine to themselves, but from looking at like what I see on the internet of these people, from what their friends post about them, I don't believe that a lot of streamers and content creators are them genuine selves on the internet, because I don't believe that there is a space on the internet for people who just genuinely just want to be them. And not to mention, I'm not going to say that you're going to be you. And you should always, I believe you should always be true to yourself. If you don't accept yourself, how can you expect other people to accept you? But I don't believe people sit there and are, it's nothing. I don't think you're a bitch, Jazz, at all. I enjoy watching your content. You've never been rude to me at all. But how do I put this? I believe people aren't them genuine selves. And so they don't sell. They don't, but I believe when it comes to internet personalities, people don't sell themselves. They sell a persona. Like, it's not them. It's just a persona. It's like there's Bruce Wayne and then there's Batman. There's the playboy billionaire. and there's the vigilante fighter. And so, if you go watch people's older content, I feel like that'll be the closest glimpse. You know, as somebody who works customer service, I can agree with that statement, but only 50%. Selling a persona at work, selling a persona at work is highly different than selling a persona online. Online, in the realm of streaming, Twitch, X, in the society that we live in today, no one is telling you how you need to act and who you need to be on the internet. And essentially, a streamer is pretty much his own, should pretty much be his own boss. I mean, mind you, there's people who stream for orgs and stuff, but no one is telling you to not be yourself. At work, you are pretty much to act and appear as company standards devise you to be, not as you want to be. You get what I'm saying? So, like, as a customer service representative, I'm not going to be able to voice my opinion to a customer. Whether I like what a customer has to say or not, or I agree with the way a customer acts towards me or not, I am under contract to abide by company standard, and that is to be respectful and kind. But the reason I agree with it 50% is because with that, you can still be yourself at work. You still will be yourself. When hanging around just coworkers, you can be yourself. But when it comes to certain scenarios, yes, you have to sell a persona to a customer, but you're being told what persona you have to sell. And mind you, even in some cases of work, people are still themselves. That's why customers are displeased with certain people. When you work as a cashier, there'll always be certain people who will avoid going to you if they don't have to because they just don't like you. That's because, in a way, you're still yourself. And I agree with what Jazz said. Yes, there are rules you have to abide by in a streaming community, but that's pretty much to prevent stuff like racial outburst, bullying, putting someone down. It's not demanding that you change your entire personality. And plus, the rules set in place while streaming are set to keep people to act positive, but people are not selling their personas in a positive way. Like, when you look at Fousey and you look at how he sells himself as this, I'm all of that, toxic personality. He banter, getting decent contracts that people would only dream of having, but begging for more and saying, oh, well, if you're not ready to do this for me, you can't have me. I'm really all of that. That's how people sell themselves. It's toxic. That's not how I believe streaming should be. I think that there needs to be more of a community for people who are just genuine and chill people. People who sit there and grind their asses off and look up to some of these big content creators and streamers aren't given the time of day. I've seen even some of my closest friends grind and do their hardest every day to provide a certain level of content that just gets ignored. And say what you want, all streamers say the same thing. Oh, just stream to no one before you have to stream to someone. But when you see all these other, and this is why the streaming community has gone left, when you see the people who are recognized, look at what they're recognized for. I see people who keep their streams live without being there. And that is crazy. You're not performing any type of entertainment or content towards your viewers. They'll play a YouTube video and disappear for hours. Why should someone like that have more attention than someone who's actually there, streaming, being attentive? And that ties in to what I'm talking about. Why should I continue to be a content creator if I have to not be myself in order to be one? I don't know if I'm entertaining. I feel as though I'm entertaining when I try to entertain. But that doesn't mean I'm actually entertaining. And if I'm not entertaining, then someone can just say that for real. I've never turned away constructive criticism at all. But what does it take for people to recognize that someone's entertaining? Mind you, this isn't something that's new. There were people quite literally setting themselves on fire for clout in the past. And it's like, what do you do? Pretty much, I've always, I mean, thank you, I appreciate that. But in my mind, the question sitting before me is this. I've always said this to my friends. I don't care which one of us blows up. I just want one of us to blow up. Because I feel like if I could, if successfully, if one of my friends made it, because I believe that for the most part, and I do have some disingenuous friends. I'm not going to say all my friends are saints, but I have some pretty genuine friends. I feel like if one of my friends make it, then one wholesome friend made it, and that is my goal. Then one wholesome person made it, and that is my goal. Which is why I'm cutting off people pretty much who are disingenuous, especially ones that want to be famous and stream that are disingenuous. But I feel like if one made it, then I've completed my goal as far as I'm concerned with streaming. But in reality, with us hard working, that's why I had an org before. I had a whole stream team. I had overlays, everything. I purchased everything. It didn't work out just due to, mind you, it got really Siege heavy based, and I am a very controversial person when it comes to the stream community, Siege community, I mean. But I hope that one day, like HM, my guy right here, very genuine person. Even though I feel like he runs a little bit too many reruns, he's a very genuine person, hard working grinder. If he made it, I'd feel accomplished. I don't have to be the streamer. So to me, it's a debate on whether or not I even want to keep this up as a hobby. Because it's like, what kind of content, especially when I'm in like a space where I don't know which game I even belong to at this point. When I streamed, I knew I was hopping on Siege. When I stream, I don't know what I'm going to play anymore. Could be Call of Duty. Could be, as you can see, Battlefield, although I haven't played that a lot recently. Could be Overwatch, which I've played a lot recently. Single player games. But it's like, what content can I create that could actually inspire somebody? I just went with all the negativity you see on the internet. Hey, how you doing, bro? Welcome back to the stream. I just went with all the controversy and like shit you see on the internet to be like the one person who's providing like genuine, heartfelt content. In all honesty, like really, I strive to be like Rio, and I don't know if Rio is always like that, but like I said, from the small moment I was in Rio's stream, it was a very like heartstring pulling, wholesome moment because he seems like a genuine person. Even when I watch this video, like I've been subscribed. I don't know if it ever tells you how long you've been subscribed to somebody, because like I don't think there's a way to see that. I've been subscribed for Rio to Rio for a while. Mind you, I found Rio after his boyfriend video, so I know he's making a video for a long time. I'm not gonna say I'm a day one or anything, but I've been subscribed for a while, and he's always been like a genuine person to connect with. I feel like a lot of things in life are discriminatory. Streaming is discriminatory. It has to be. You go out and you find somebody's content and you discriminate based on whether or not you like your comment. Dating is discriminatory. You go out, you meet a person, and you judge them based off of looks, personality, and all that, and decide on whether or not you like. Life is a very you're right. Life is a very discriminatory thing. But in the way people don't stay true to themselves anymore. They become something that you don't recognize. And mind you, I have been a part of that problem. I used to play League of Legends. I used to enjoy playing League of Legends. The reason I quit League of Legends, to be honest, if I'm being real here, is because I got made fun of for playing League of Legends. I never stuck to it. I quit. Because I wasn't as strong-minded as I am today. A lot of people don't like Overwatch. I plan on dropping a video on how I feel about Overwatch as someone who quit for about 3 years and came back, and as a lot of negativity surrounds this game, as you can see by my playtime, mind you, it hasn't been on Steam that long, so when you see 46 hours, mind you, some of it is AFK'd, but a lot of it is played. I see the problems with the game, but I've genuinely enjoyed casually playing the game in the small amount of time I've been back. That's a whole another video I want to make in itself to talk about how I feel about Overwatch 2, coming back to it as a whole, and my honest opinion as someone who quit and gave up on the game. But I'm in a realm of me trying to figure out what type of content I want to create with people. And then today, the thought just crossed my mind of if I even really want to be a content creator anymore, because I don't want to become a disingenuous person ever. And you know, in all honesty, I hope that if I ever blew up and became a disingenuous person, I hope that everyone who's ever supported me, like I say this, like I should really clip this and pin this to my YouTube channel, but I hope that everyone who support me as my wishes, if I ever stopped out to be anything but myself, would stop supporting me. But that's just how I feel on the streaming community. I feel like big streamers don't really help out the smaller streamer. I feel like anytime you really ask them for advice, it's always, well, nobody helped me out. I just kept at it. But how did you feel when nobody was helping you out? What makes you think, in all honesty, what makes you think? And I know you didn't feel good not being helped out by any of the people you look up to. What makes you think that you should be part of the problem? What's, you know, a good night? It doesn't take much to type /raid in a streamer's name in the chat. It do not take much to go and click on the game you're playing, change the viewers from low to high. I mean, mind you, you might want somebody on the platform that you're playing on. Finding somebody like, let's say, this guy, and dropping your viewers into his chat. They might not stay. They might not they might not watch his content. They might not even like him. But doesn't it feel good to you to know that you're giving someone else a chance? Something that no one gave you? Instead of saying, no one gave me a chance to stay at it and you might blow up. I've always, in my best, and this is not something that is just me on the internet. Even at work, I try to help everyone out. Because even at work, I feel like people will rather talk behind your back and talk about what you don't know rather than teach it to you. When I play games, and mind you, I can get toxic. I have a toxic personality when it comes to gaming. That's just the realm of competitive. They'll talk about the dude with the low KD. No, I don't really play Valorant. I actually gave my Val account away. Mind you, they'll talk about what you can't do rather than teach it to you. It's the same thing that equates to the guy with the low KD on the team. They're not going to tell you what's wrong with your performance. Mind you, some people don't accept that, and that's fine. They get toxic with you. I'm all for if you get toxic back. It's all fun in the game. But mind you, they're not going to tell the person what they can do to help fix their low KD. They're going to tell you to quit the game. Stop playing. They're going to put down the way you play the game and make you not want to play the game. But then they'll complain when the competitive pool and the game isn't popular and it's not diverse. And then you have the cheating community that literally just goes out of their way to ruin the fun for people in the name of profit, or literally just to ruin the fun for people in general. But they're not going to help the guy with the low KD. But let's generalize cheating here for a second. Mods in fighting game, cool. Cheating in Minecraft, that's normalized. I mean, they allow you to cheat in Minecraft in a way. But cheating in a competitive atmosphere is crazy. When you know, mind you, this is one of my many problems with Rainbow. When you know that somebody is logging on for a game sesh to rank up and you decide to just cheat, it's crazy to me. If the game isn't fun to you without cheating, then don't play it. Simple. Especially if the game is competitive. Just don't play it. I can go in the Steam store right now, bro, and I can scroll I've seen a lot of cheaters in my time, but I can go on the Steam store right now and I can scroll for years on years of just straight video game. You can find one you like.
I was made for this, and now I'm rebuilt and rewired.
You can find games that you like without having to cheat. There are always clones and similar versions. There are fun games that literally just aren't even popular because they just don't get enough attention. But to cheat in a game because that's the only way you have fun is still just a scumbag move, to be honest. You're just as bad as people who cheat to pretend that they're good. If you don't like it, don't play it. Simple. I don't have fun on Siege. So I'm just not going to play it. But mind you, let's say you were playing a competitive game. You're on your champion match. You about to hit champion. How do you feel if somebody's literally just spin bot spawn camping you the whole match and you spent all day trying to achieve a rank and now you're set back like 2 games worth of elo because this person is spin botting? Even if you want to say, oh, he's going to get banned, he'll get the elo back, you're still ruining the experience. You also mess up stats charts that freaking developers look at when they nerf characters. I've seen many times in the Siege community them nerf and buff characters that are only good because cheaters were using cheats to make them good. And it just so happens that with cheats, this character is actually crazy. It's happened in Siege multiple times. Like, I can't remember exactly when these times were, but there are times that me and my friends will look at the patch notes and be like, this character isn't good. And the only reason they're good is because people cheat with them. You just ruin the gaming experience. You ruin balancing. You ruin balancing. You ruin competitive experience. You waste people's time. If you want to waste your time, that's fine. But why waste other people's? But as far as the disingenuous and content creators, I haven't really came to a decision like I thought I would after I voiced my opinions on whether or not I still want to come on and stream, even for every now or then, or if I just wanted to cut streaming in general. So I'm going to continue to stream in the meantime. But that's just how I feel in regards to the community and the things that be normalized. I will always support genuine people. I have no problem. So, in the end, I will continue to make the content I make. And hopefully, and I hope one day that content catches on. But even if it doesn't, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You try things, you fail. So, you know, exactly, it's a hobby, not a career. But I think for me, streaming will always be a hobby as opposed to being a main career. I feel like regardless of what you do, I want to feel normal. None of my content has ever really caught the eyes of many people. I mean, most popular video is me getting hit by a train in GTA. I don't know what this means. But even if it only has 8 likes, and I'm pretty sure 7 of 8 are bots. So I'm gonna end this video. That is just how I feel. Whether anybody sees or watch the video, I'm gonna continue to stream, but I'm gonna end the video because I don't want to make it too long and be so far off topic. So I'm gonna game now and stream whatever I stream. That's just how I feel about things. And whether anybody watches the video, promotes the video, or if it blows up miraculously, that's just how I feel about the streaming community. I'm down to hear anybody else's thoughts and opinions in the comment section, or even just reaching out to me in general. I have a Discord. I'm gonna actually customize my YouTube bio and all of that and put stuff like that in there. So I appreciate anybody who does watch the video, and thanks.